Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Barb for Pond Life Aquatics and Tropical Fish London, and in today's video, a full fish room tour of all of the new fish we got in today, our new plants, and some new exciting tanks that we've just got in stock. Let's get into it. So for all of the new people here, first of all, hello, it's nice to have you. And second of all, just to run through how we do things here at Pond Life and Tropical Fish London, we do everything in our fish room continent by continent. The reason we do this is because, first of all, we think it's important to try and educate people on the fish they are keeping. So keeping them in a continent-only setup is really great for us to be able to talk to them about what part of the world they're from, and generally it makes it easier for us to keep track of things. Additionally, we also have schools that come in on a regular basis, and it helps us to be able to teach them about where each and every species is from, and we can make them worksheets based on the different continents. That being said, we got quite a nice selection of new things in our South American range. We've still got our swordtails, platies, we've got some endler guppies as well, but in terms of new things, we have some really stunning guppies. I talked about how last week I'm a really big fan of blue guppies in general, and we've got some really stunning blue guppies in, alongside some flame guppies. And I know I've said I'm not a guppy man in the past, but I'm starting to kind of be won over by them. We keep getting these batches of absolutely stunning fancy males, and they're just awesome looking fish. We did just get a mixture of black and white mollies, and they're a classic. There's not much to say about them. Gorgeous, gorgeous fish. Moving down in South America, we have something slightly more interesting for you tropical fans. I'm really excited we have these in because, as a lot of you know, we try and stock primarily tank bred species here at Pond Life. We don't like taking from the wild. We have green neon tetra in stock, and I don't think I understood the hype about green neons for a long time because I thought they just looked normal to regular neon tetras from all the photos I had seen, but I get it. I do get it. Having them in and seeing the way they reflect off the surface of the water and the greens that they have through their bodies, they are quite special. These guys have started shoaling together. We put in some Escher Optima since they came in, and they've really perked up. I'm really excited to have them in. They're absolutely stunning. Moving down a tank, we have our Corydoras Julies, and I've talked about how much I love Corys. Corys in general just make me very, very happy, and Julies or Julii were some of the first species of Corys that I ever kept. They're like a cross between a stirby and an agassiz, so they've got that black fin with the leopard print bodies. Absolutely gorgeous. These are tank bred specimens, and they've really settled in wonderfully. I got some really nice footage of them earlier. Neon tetras, as always. We got some really lovely rummy nose tetras in. We are holding off on selling rummy nose from when they first come in. We find that they travel a bit weirdly. So if you are going to come in for rummy nose, check that we are selling them first. We do just like to hold them before we send them on at the moment. We got something slightly different in terms of Otocinclus species today. We have Otocinclus Marinae. Honestly, never heard of. I've kept zebra Otos, I've kept Otocinclus affins, Otocinclus halfari. I've never heard of Marinae, and these guys are so much fun. They seem to be a lot more active than a lot of the Otocinclus species that I've seen before. A lot of other Otos tend to like to sit together. They are relatively docile. These guys are shoaling, like truly shoaling, and it's quite special to see. I think I'm going to take some of these home. I think I'm probably going to take about 12 home after the weekend if they don't sell through, so if you want them, be sure to come and get them. They're absolutely beautiful. We've got our Cardinal tetras, we've got a few Simulus Corydoras, and then we got our epistogrammas. We didn't manage to get any female epistogrammas in. Unfortunately, we had a few people asking for them. We're going to try it again next week. I've also tried to get a few other species in, but I'm not going to get anyone's hopes up. Baddises. I know they're Asian, but we're trying to get some new interesting species in. But for the time being, I think South America is in a really good spot. Before I forget, and it's just worth mentioning, we absolutely sold through all of our Uaru, and that's because of a gentleman, I think he said his name was Scott. I'm sorry if I've forgotten your name. It was a very busy day. I was setting up an aquascape in store. But he came in after seeing the YouTube channel and he bought all of the Uaru and the Ocellatus, and thank you. Yes, it validates the fact that I make these videos, that it helps people find the species they want. The fact that he was able to come in and say, I saw what you had online, and it makes the world of difference to me knowing that it helps people. So if you do see these videos and you come in to buy particular things, let me know, because it makes me happy. It's an ego thing. We do still have our angelfish in. We've got a few left. I think I'm going to stock up with some other things next week. We've also got a completely empty tank, which we can play with. We're thinking of potentially moving our dwarf polar parrots up into that tank to free up some more spaces, but we'll see. We'll see how we go. Into Asia we go. We still have these candy cane female Corys, and oh my God, they are stunning. They are really colored up and displaying, and my older brother is setting up an Asian tank very soon at his new flat, and I think he's probably going to have them. So if you are in the market for some of the prettiest candy cane koi females I've ever seen, be quick is all I'll say. Moving on, we still have our regular female fighting fish in. We've got Asian rummy nose. We've got some pearl gouramis, honey gouramis, galaxy ras. In this tank, we've got something quite special. Although I think they are for a customer, they might be pre-sold. They are glass Asian catfish, and if people show interest in them, then we absolutely will be getting them in again. They are a bottom-dwelling cat, are just quite odd looking. I've never kept them, but apparently they're extraordinarily peaceful. They really like to have a densely planted aquarium. So very typical of a lot of diminutive Asian species. I personally would love to have these in my tank at home. However, I think my Bentosi Tetras might be a bit too boisterous for them, but that kind of aquarium setup would be ideal for them. We also got some blue spot Hillstream Loach in for the first time in a while. I'm really happy that we managed to get them back in stock. They're next to our sparkling gouramis, and they are looking stunning. They've settled in really, really nicely. We've got some nice fast flow in that aquarium for them. Moving on in Asia, we've got some really gorgeous Harlequin Rasbora. I say this a lot, and I feel like it comes across as disingenuous, but I think it's because I've kind of been falling more and more in love with fish keeping as the years go by, and I have appreciations for fish that I previously didn't, but Harlequin Rasbora just have a place in my heart. I think they are stunning fish. I sold some to a customer recently for her guppy tank, obviously not sticking with the biomes, but they are just that little bit different, and they're so nice. I think keeping them alongside things like Bettas or gouramis, you can have a really special nano setup. So worthwhile keeping. Below them, we have the absolute classics of White Cloud Mountain Minnows. If you've never kept white clouds, then I don't know what you're doing. They are just such amazing fish. One of my favorite customers told me they were going to keep them today, and they are just so hardy and so great to keep and so fun. Yeah, if you don't know what to keep as like a dither fish in an aquarium for like super chilled out, encourage your showpiece fish to come out, white clouds are the fish for you. Underneath them, we got one of my absolute favorite dither fish of all time. If you don't know what dither fish means, I realize I should probably explain that to an audience that might not be aware. A dither fish is something that you put inside of an aquarium with a fish that might be a little bit scared or not quite as outgoing as other species of fish, and to encourage them out to be seen more. So something like a Corydoras pair that they can get scared and spooked, or smaller more diminutive gouramis. Licorice gourami, a good example of this. If you put them alongside dither fish, such as Galaxy Rasbora, White Cloud Mountain Minnows, Glowlight Danios, exactly, Glowlight Danios, you find that they come out a hell of a lot more. They behave in the ways that you want them to behave. For things like baddises, I am really trying, I promise you, I am trying to get Black Tiger Baddis in stock, and I really, really hope they do. And if they do, I will be setting up an aquascape specifically for them, come hell or high water. I'm also trying to get Scarlet Baddis in, but do not hold me to it. Keeping Glowlights with something like a Scarlet Baddis would be ideal. Baddis, if, for those of you who don't know, they kind of had their moment online where everyone was like, this fish can be kept in relatively easy water parameters, and they're tiny little fish. So full of character, so cool. I fell into that rabbit hole as well, don't worry. So I will absolutely be looking at stocking Baddises, but for the time being, loads of dither fish, loads of Bettas. Moving on slightly, we have our Gobys. They are absolutely a bestseller. If you have a fast flowing river tank, so if you are keeping things like White Cloud Mountain Minnows, Glowlight Danios, things that need that fast flow, that enjoy that fast flow, and you want something that's going to be eating algae, Gobys are so great as an addition to a tank like that. Additionally, we got in Assassin Snails. People have been asking for ages, when are we going to restock Assassins? We've got 30 in, so there. Into our Barb section, and we got some absolutely stunning Barbs in. I know I say that a lot. I love Barbs. We got these long fin cherries in, and they are nuts. I fell into a rabbit hole this week of watching a YouTuber called Tiny Menagerie. Shout out if you absolutely adore learning about specific species of fish. Tiny Menagerie just really tickled that itch. Really big fan of her work. Great channel, really lovely channel. But she was talking about long fin cherry barbs and the sexual dimorphism that you get between cherries and the fact that they're so great as dither fish. And these guys are stunning. They're absolutely gorgeous. If you want that shape of a barb in the way that they kind of look like koi carp and their distant cousins, and they're absolutely worth your time. They're super peaceful community fish, gorgeous to keep. And I think they are honestly worth their entirely own tank. I am so tempted from looking at these guys in particular to set up a species specific barb tank. They're just awesome. Alongside them, we've got our black spot Rosies, and again, gorgeous fish in with the Pentazona barbs. This tank is just so full of life and vibrancy, and it makes me want to keep barbs at home. I absolutely love this tank right now. Next to it, we've got a slightly more aggressive barb species, and we got something in that I think a few of our larger fish enthusiasts are going to enjoy. We've got metallic green tigers, and they are nuts looking. They're almost like this halfway point between albinos and regular greens, and I'm really enjoying them. I wasn't quite sure when they were in the bag, they looked a bit washed out, but watching them now, they're so full of character, and interacting with the regular small green tigers, yeah, there is something quite special about them. Very exciting to have these guys in stock. Moving across into our dedicated Betta range, and I am going to use this opportunity to talk about some of the new stock we have in. Instead of jumping to the other room, which I've realized some people don't like, I'm going to weave it in seamlessly with this section, because this is where I'm actually starting to keep a lot of tanks and space them out based on where I want to have different tank setups. In terms of Betta fish this week, we didn't get anything new. However, some of the Bettas that we had in other spaces are now really colored up and looking stunning. This one in particular has this almost like marbled pink and white face, and it's looking gorgeous alongside its friend next door, classic blues and white half moon. In the tank that used to have a candy cane male koi Betta, I'm very jealous of the person who took that one home. I can't keep every fish in this place. Who am I kidding? In this tank, we've got some amazing orange Neocaridina. I'm so excited by these guys, and I shouldn't be. I don't know why I am. I think they are so interesting looking. Neocaridina come in all different colors, but something about these orange juice are just beautiful. I won't be surprised if we sell out of them this weekend. I know we've got our longtime friend of the channel and shop, Brendan, coming in to pick up his new Colombo CO2 kit, which he ordered from us, and we're keeping in stock for him, and he's picking up some shrimp alongside it. Something that someone like Brendan, who is really much into his fish keeping and aquascaping, will be really interested in these Scaper cubes by Superfish. I managed to get 2 of the 15 Scaper cubes in, and they are just such dinky little guys. They are awesome. They come with liquid CO2, liquid fertilizer, a light background, self-leveling mat, hang-on back filter. Excellent value for money. If they don't sell this weekend, I'm setting them up as individual shrimp tanks scaped. And it's going to be an ongoing project in store where I'm going to be setting up aquascapes that people can buy a whole ready-made at cost of materials, so I won't be charging additional for how much time it takes me. It's going to be a pleasure to have them in store. I'm going to enjoy them. I'm going to treat them as my own personal aquascaping gallery so that I can get some more practice in. I'm also going to be using the new rack that I've set up with a Scaper Cube 60 in the next couple of weeks alongside some other tanks. I've also got the Scaper 60, not the cube, and the Scaper 45, and I absolutely love these tanks. I think they are the best thing since sliced bread. If I could have one more tank for the rest of time, it would probably be one of these Scapers tanks. I do think they're that good. They just have everything you need to really get into the hobby. Additionally, we got in just a couple of the Mano-based reds that I'm going to be using in one of these nanoscapes in the next, I'm saying this now, next week's video will be an aquascape video because I've got an itch. I've got a real itch to set up some aquascapes in store, and I think it's absolutely worthwhile to be able to show people what can be done effectively. Okay, nothing new in Australia this week. However, we still have our really gorgeous blue-eye rainbows alongside our reds. The reds are really colouring up now alongside some Bosmanis. And we had a gentleman come in today and tell us how much he was enjoying the Bosmanis he got from us. And I just wanted to say thank you. I am going to be trying to set up different aquascapes from different regions. Give me some ideas. I think I'm going to be doing peacock gudgeon for Australia. For South America, Corydoras. I'm tempted to do something like a Simulus Cory tank. And then for Asia, I'm thinking of doing sparkling Rummy. I absolutely adore them, or baddises. But yep, that's how Australia's looking right now. We've also got Neocaridina snails down below. I know it's not in the correct space. However, that's how we are looking. In Africa, we got nothing new in, except for we moved our Congo Tetra and long fin Africans up a tank so you can much easier see them. We still have plenty of frogs. We sold our ocellatus finally. The gentleman I talked about earlier came and took the lot, and we still have our African cichlid tank, and so cool. I love African cichlids. I don't think I'll ever have the guts to keep them personally, though they're just a little bit too murderous for me, but I can absolutely see the appeal. And then finally, in our plant section, we got in a really gorgeous aquaflower order. There are some things that earlier me will talk about now. So I'm not going to talk about all the plants that come in today, just because I did that last week and we got a massive fish order coming in. But this is Nymphoid Special Taiwan, which is a type of lotus looking plant that I've wanted to get in for ages. I keep seeing it around the web in particularly like black water aquariums, and it does super well in low light and just looks gorgeous. Something a little bit different, kind of hydrocotally. I'm super excited to have this in. Also this week, just wanted to get in a few more things that we've never really had in, just to try out. First thing is Nemophila siamensis paviflora, which is this really lovely, like mid/foreground stem plant. Looks really nice. It kind of reminds me of kind of like Sturgeon, but taller. So yeah, Super excited to play with this in an aquascape. And the next one is Your Call on Special Vietnam, which I saw in a video by, I think her name is Bioflora. She's got some really gorgeous little Betta tanks that she has online with CO2 and highlighting on them. And these just look awesome. They're a nice little foreground plant. They stay kind of stumpy, a little bit slow growing. They look awesome. This is a Mania gracchalis. It kind of likes to be grown almost emerged. So I'm thinking I might use it in something like a vampire crab setup, and getting these in was kind of the force I needed to set that up in store. So I'll probably be doing that in the next couple of weeks. But all in all, it was a really solid order. I'm super excited that we got the Nymphoid Special Taiwan. I'm definitely going to be using that in an aquascape soon, next week. The Cryptocorin Belosa, Cryptocorin Wendetti Brown. Love Cryptocorin. I'm excited that we're trying out new things with like the Eurocolon Vietnam. It's all very, very exciting. We also had a couple in today who bought a whole bunch of the Java Fern on Wood from Aquafleur, and it's just really, really gorgeous. I'm a really huge fan of the suspended pieces of plant on wood. I used to think they would be quite naff, but I think they're just awesome. I think they're really, really cool, especially in low light aquariums where you potentially don't even have enough light to grow a epiphyte. Being able to shove one of these higher up towards the light is excellent. That in like a starter 20 tropical would be awesome. Imagine being able to use the entire swim space with that just stuck up the back. Such a great idea. I feel like I've forgotten something today because that felt extraordinarily quick. That being said, I think it's been a really, really great order on all accounts. The plants came in beautifully, the fish came in gorgeously, and we managed to get some new tanks in terms of the Scaper range, which is just absolutely brilliant. Speaking of scaping, if you are interested in aquascaping, we are getting in a whole bunch of those Scaper cubes in the 25 variant. Well, I will be helping you aquascape in store using all the hardscape, all the substrates, all the plants that you possibly need, all included in the price. You can go nuts. I'm really looking forward to it. If you want to set up an aquarium in London but don't know where to start, and 25 litres is the perfect size for you, then absolutely this is going to be good value for money, great value in terms of meeting new people, enjoying other people's company, being able to create something gorgeous in space. And if you're unsure whether or not I actually know what I'm talking about, there's plenty of aquascaping videos on this channel, and I'll be doing plenty more in the coming weeks. If you're interested in that, I will do the top comment pegged as the link. It will also be in the description. If you're in London, please come down. I will be announcing the winners of the 1,000 subscriber giveaway next week. I think I've got all the names now. I'm just doing double, triple check because I don't want to miss anyone out. No one would know, but I would, and I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. But for now, that is all from me here at Pond Life Aquatics and Tropical Fish London, and I hope to see you again next time for an aquascaping video, and I hope you'll join me again for this Pond Life.